Welcome to Success Talks with Rodney Saulsberry. I hope you will support my sponsors who bring you this podcast absolutely free and with limited interruptions. I really appreciate you taking the time to listen. I'll get started in just a second.
The reviews are in. The latest book from voiceover superstar and coach Rodney Saulsberry is another runaway hit. Readers from all over the world are raving about his newest title, Tongue Twisters and Vocal Warm-Ups. You can find this and his other titles at the top of the voiceover bestsellers list on Amazon.com.
Don LaFontaine, Donald Leroy LaFontaine, was an American voice actor who recorded more than 5,000 film trailers and hundreds of thousands of promos and video game trailers. LaFontaine was born on August 26, 1940, in Duluth, Minnesota, to Alfred and Ruby LaFontaine. After graduating from Duluth Central High School in 1958, he enlisted in the United States Army and worked as a recording engineer for the Army Band and Chorus. And after being discharged, he began working at the National Recording Studios in New York City, where in 1962, he had the opportunity to work with producer Floyd Peterson on radio spots for Dr. Strangelove. So Peterson and Don would work together, and Peterson started to incorporate a lot of Don's production ideas into the spots. And in 1963, they actually went into business together, producing advertising exclusively for the movie industry. So Don claimed that this company first came up with many of the famous movie trailer catchphrases that included his signature future phrase, "In a world."
Christmas just ain't Christmas just ain't Christmas.
Hello, everybody. This is Rodney Saulsberry, inviting you to get a copy of my new album, Christmas with Rodney Saulsberry.
Jack Frost nipping at your nose. Rudolph the red-nosed
You can get it on iTunes,
reindeer.
Amazon.com, Spotify, RodneySaulsberry.com, and wherever music is heard.
My baby, oh, New Year's just ain't no New Year's.
While working on the 1964 Western Gunfighters of Casa Grande, LaFontaine had to fill in for an unavailable voice actor in order to have something to present to MGM. And after MGM actually bought those spots, LaFontaine began a career as a voiceover artist. So that's where it first started. Later on, he became the head of Kaleidoscope Films, Ltd., a movie trailer production company. And then he started his own company, Don LaFontaine & Associates, in 1976. Shortly thereafter, he was hired by Paramount to do their trailers, and he was eventually promoted to vice president. So Don is starting to say to himself, you know what? These trailers that we're producing, they sound good, and these guys sound good, but I think I sound better. And so he contacted an agent for voiceover work. And from then on, Don only worked on voiceovers, no more engineering. You know, they say at his peak, he voiced about 60 promos a week, and sometimes as many as 35 in a single day. The bottom line is this. Once he established himself and he became the man, most studios were willing to pay that high fee for his service. In fact, it's reported that his income was in the millions. Don had so many sessions in a day that he decided to get a driver, and so he hired a driver to drive him around to all of these studios every day. So there was Don in his black limo being driven to hundreds of promo sessions a week. Fortunately, with the advent of ISDN, he was able to stay home and start recording. For a long time, Don LaFontaine had a monopoly on movie trailer voiceovers. Some notable trailers which Don highlighted in the intro on his official website include Terminator 2, Judgment Day, Shrek, Friday the 13th, Law & Order, and Batman Returns. Someone once asked him what his favorite trailer was, and he said that it was the biographical film The Elephant Man. And we'll be back after this message.
Hello everyone, this is Sean Daly for DailyVO.com. I want to tell you about one resource I highly recommend for vocal warm-ups because it takes out all of the guesswork and it was purpose-built with voiceover in mind. It's called Rodney Saulsberry's Tongue Twisters and Vocal Warm-Ups with Other Vocal Care Tips. How's that for a title? So in case you don't know, Rodney Saulsberry is a top-tier talent and coach, motivational speaker, and author of several books on voice acting, including You Can Bank on Your Voice and Step Up to the Mic. The book is available in print and on Kindle, and you can find it at Amazon or Rodney's personal website, rodneysaulsberry.com, in the store section.
Don became so popular that he started to do guest appearances as Don. In fact, he was the narrator for clues on the game show Jeopardy! And we all know him for his famous commercial in 2006 for Geico. Geico began an advertising campaign in which actual customers told their own stories of Geico experiences, accompanied by a celebrity who helped them make the story interesting. Don was featured as the celebrity in one of these ads, which began airing in August 2006. In the commercial, he was introduced by a voiceover that says this: "That announcer guy from the movies," with his name printed on screen to identify him. He began the telling of the customer's story with his trademark, "In a World." Don said this spot was life-changing for him, and it exposed his name and face to a significant audience. About this exposure, he said, "There goes any anonymity I might have had." On Friday, August 22, 2008, LaFontaine was at Cedars-Sinai Medical Center in Los Angeles, unfortunately with a pulmonary embolism, and was reported to be in critical condition the following Tuesday. LaFontaine died on September 1, 2008, 6 days after his 68th birthday. His final movie trailer voiceover was for Call and Response, a documentary about the global slave trade, for which Don donated his talent. And that's the kind of guy that Don LaFontaine was. He always gave. In fact, I'll never forget him including me on his website in a section where he paid respect to other voiceover talent, and I felt honored to be one of the voiceover talents on his website. And before we go, I just want to name a few of the 5,000 trailers he narrated: The Terminator, Masters of the Universe, RoboCop, Home Alone, Die Hard 2, Death Warrant, Dark Man, Child's Play 3, Batman Returns, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 3, The Page Master, Speed, Sudden Death, Space Jam, Con Air, George of the Jungle, Home Alone 3, Stuart Little, The Emperor's New Groove, Rush Hour 2, Austin Powers and Goldmember, Cheaper by the Dozen, Black Christmas, Rush Hour 3, The Simpsons Movie, and so many more. And we here at Success Talks are proud to celebrate the outstanding career of Don LaFontaine.
You can listen to any of Rodney's podcasts at any time. Go to rodneysaulsberry.com.
Are you looking for expert advice on advancing your voiceover career? Are you just getting started in the business? Join the Consultants Club and receive monthly coaching on how to read scripts, interpret copy, and get work in the fastest growing business in the world. When you join the Consultants Club, go to rodneysaulsberry.com and sign up today. I hope you enjoyed this podcast, and I urge you to listen to future podcasts where I will continue to try and make you better than before. My goal is to point you in a positive direction to success, right here on Success Talks with me, Rodney Saulsberry.